Corporate America bombards black people with junk food ads. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakha Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to do a video on this article right here, which was uploaded from zerohedge.com. And here in this article it says, corporate America bombards black people, which they're not black people, they're Israelites, with junk food ads. Okay, so-called black people whose lineage goes back to the so-called Negroes, they are Israelites who come from the tribe of Judah. They are the real Jews. But anyways, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians are the true Hebrew Israelites. But now the point is that our people has been bombarded with junk food ads more than these Edomites, as you see down here. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to read this, right? Israelite youths and adults, Israelite adults, were subjected to 21% more junk food ads than their so-called white counterparts. And I say so-called white because there's no such thing as a white person. Okay, according to the Holy Scriptures, you so-called white people are red. Okay, your line goes back to Esau, Edom. Deal with it. Now, with that being said, you know, there's a reason why they have bombarded our people with junk food ads. Because the stuff they put in the food is designed to destroy you, to break you down, to make you docile, to give you all kind of mental illnesses. You want to know why? Which there's really no such thing as a mental illness. Those are just demons. There's certain foods that you eat that literally summons demons on you. That's just like edibles, right? Which is why the spirit came upon the elder brother Manak Zakba from South Carolina. You know, that's why the spirit came on him to tell brothers to stop eating edibles. Because I mean, there's nothing wrong with eating weed. You know, weed is an herb that you're supposed to eat. It's supposed to help numb the pain, right? But here it is, this devil don't took the weed and he don't put all kind of chemicals and other shit in it that basically messes with your mind, summons demons, makes you do things that you normally wouldn't do, makes you see and hear things that you normally wouldn't see or hear, because those are demons. Because weed does what? It messes with your perception of time. You know, you start to see things differently. You start to music starts to sound differently. You know, so there's certain foods you eat that literally summons demons on you, and demons mainly hop on you when you just eat junk food back to back to back to back to back. Case in point, let's come over here, right? Let's go to Google. Let's go to Google, okay? Let's go to images, and let's just check out some of the ingredients. You know what? Niggas love eating Hot Pockets, right? All right, let's check out Hot Pocket in Hot Pocket ingredients. Hot Pockets ingredients. Let's see what they show here. Okay. So here's a really good picture, right? Now here it is, right? This is supposed to be. Let let me see something. Is there any way to maximize this screen? Okay, see, open link in new tab. Let's see what happens here. Can't reach this page. All right, whatever. Okay, but let's see, share save. I'm trying to find a way to maximize the screen. Related content. I guess that's big enough. So here it is, right? This is a hot pocket, right? And it's what do you see on the front of the label? You see pepperoni, right? You see cheese in there, and then you see the breading that's used to cover that's used to hold in the pepperoni and pizza. So the ingredients to these hot pockets should be pepperoni, pizza, whatever cheese they use to make this, and the type of dough that was used to hold in the pepperoni and the cheese. Now let's see what's on the back of the ingredients here. Enriched flour, water, reduced fat mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, tomato paste, soybean oil, sugar, seasoning, fractionated palm oil, yeast, salt, modified food starch, dough conditioner, blend, dried garlic, soy lecithin, sodium stearolactylate, meth. Notice how the word meth is in there. Meth. Come on, man. Methylcellulose. Okay, it says flavor, spices, natural butter flavor, whey, maltodextrin, potassium chloride, citric acid, soy flour, egg whites. Come on, man. Now, why is all this shit inside of these hot pockets? The ingredients should only have 3 items labeled on the back, but here they have potassium chloride, citric acid, maltodextrin, whey, natural butter flavor. Like, why would you put butter in this? Because they know that butter is high in cholesterol. You see what I mean? Butter is high in cholesterol, which is why it's not too good to put butter on a lot of things. The reason why a lot of our people have high cholesterol is because they're eating a lot of buttery foods. Butter toast, pancakes with butter on it, waffles with butter on it. They're eating Hot Pockets. They're using dough. I mean, come on. What's dough conditioner? Modified food starch. Why would you use modified food starch? All you need is dough to make this. All you need is dough in order to make the outer part to hold in the pepperoni and the cheese. Like I said, on the back of the ingredients, there should only be three labels. And then on top of that, they don't tell you that the pepperoni is made from pork. So there's certain foods you eat out there that will literally put demons on you. The phone had to chime in on that one. One second. I'm going to just check the notifications here. Okay, so yeah, he's live. All right, so okay, so anyways, moving on. Let's look into something else. Let's see barbecue chips in. Now here it is. These are barbecue chips, right? The ingredients should be what? barbecue powder, potato chips, and maybe just a little bit of seasoning. But let's see what's on the back. Let's see what the ingredients is for Lay's. See. Hold on, let me see. Let's see what the ingredients is for the back of Lay's barbecue chips. Well, wait. There's one with a bigger one. Check this out. What is all this shit? Let's read this. There should only be 2 or 3 ingredients or 2 or 3 items on the back of this. Right? I mean, no shit. Of course, you make potato chips by baking it in canola oil, but do you really have to put canola oil on the back of it? What matters is the chips. Right? So these are barbecue chips. So the only thing that should be on these chips is barbecue powder and maybe just a tiny bit of seasoning. But let's see what they got. Potatoes, vegetable oil, sunflower. They put sunflower in it, corn and or canola oil. So why these been in vegetable oil and canola oil? And by the way, foods that are cooked in vegetable oil or canola oil is unhealthy for you. That's why a lot of people end up with diabetes. You know, a lot of people end up bugged out, talking shit, smacking on chips. I'm telling you, there are certain foods that you eat that put demons on you. Barbecue seasoning, sugar. You see that? Who puts sugar in chips? You don't need to put sugar in chips. But again, this is not your ordinary sugar. This is white sugar, which is not good for you. White sugar also causes diabetes. It causes people to get fat. You want to know why there's so many fat people here in America? Because a lot of the food they eat got sugar in it. Sugar. I believe them Hot Pockets had sugar in them. Okay? And let me remind you that the sugar is white because they use pork ingredients to dye it white. It says sugar, dextrose, salt, natural dextrin, the same ingredient you found in the Hot Pockets, made from corn. What? It says molasses, tortilla yeast. What is yeast doing in potato chips? Potatoes don't have yeast in them. And why would there be yeast in sauce for? Because yeast is what gives you that gut. You want to know why so many people you want to know why there's so many men walking up and down the street looking like zombies with a Homer Simpson stomach? Yeah, Homer Simpson. There's too many niggas out there with a big stomach. Some of you niggas look like you're pregnant. That comes from what you eat. Excuse me. Look at that. Tortilla yeast, onion powder, spices. Look, spices is just enough. Why would you need to put salt in there? To make you dehydrated. You see? Because if you eat enough chips, you become dehydrated. You know, and most people resort to drinking tap water when they're dehydrated. And tap water only dumbs you down. They put fluoride in tap water. They put microcosmic shrimp in tap water. They put lead in tap water. They put chlorine in tap water. They put feces in tap water. And then on top of that, your tap water is coming out of a faucet that's made from Teflon. Another name for Teflon is perfluorooctanic acid, and the acronym for that is PFOA, perfluorooctanic acid, which is known to cause hypertension in pregnancy, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, which is a bone deteriorating disease. It causes you to have infirmity of the eyes, like those little black spots you see in your eyes whenever you look up at the sky. Those are called floaters. That comes from drinking too much tap water. Okay? So these devils know what they're doing. They're putting salt in chips. Okay, spices, certain spices alone have salt in it. Case in point, seasoning salt. Okay, garlic salt, onion salt. Okay, it says spices, tomato powder, paprika, natural flavors. Natural flavors? Why would you need to add natural flavors to chips? Natural barbecue potato chips will have its own natural flavors. Why would you need to add natural flavors to it? Because ultimately these chips are genetically modified chips. They're not even real chips. They're not chips made from real potatoes. That's why they had to add natural flavors to it. Okay, natural potatoes, when you chop them up to be real skinny and you fry them, and then you add your own barbecue powder to it and your own little spices, guess what? It's going to have its own natural delicious flavor to them. It says including natural smoke, natural smake. I'm pretty sure they meant smoke. Natural smoke flavor. It says cornstarch. You also found this in the Hot Pockets. Caramel color. Come on, man. Really? Caramel color. That's food coloring right there. Food coloring is known to cause cancer. Yeast extract. More yeast in your chips. Not only did they put tortilla yeast in your chips, they put yeast extract in it. Paprika extract, garlic powder, and mustard seed oil. So man, this man is the devil. But you know what? This is why they are bombarding our people with junk food ads. Because ultimately all this junk food is created to destroy you. Okay, let's look at beef chima, if I'm spelling that correctly, beef chimichanga ingredients. Let me see. I'm looking for it. I'm probably not gonna find it. Beef chimichangas. Yeah, see, they're just gonna show me all kind of recipes and all that stupid stuff. Let's see. I mean, either way, the point pretty much has been made. Shredded steak, cheese, and rice chimichangas. But when you look on the back of the ingredients, they're going to show a whole bunch of BS. Yeah, scroll over here. Let's see if they show the ingredients for these. See if they show the ingredients. So let's see about this item, right? Let's see, calories, 280 calories. I want the ingredients. You see, they're gonna hide the ingredients. See, they're not gonna tell you what's in it, because American beef chimichangas are not the same as the chimichangas. Here we go. Ingredients. Let's zoom in on this. So these, here it is, right? This is supposed to be now let me remind you. Let's scroll way back up here, right? This is supposed to be shredded steak, cheese, and rice chimichangas. So the only ingredients that should be in these chimichangas is what? Shredded steak, cheese, rice, and of course the name of the dough that they use to wrap the steak and cheese and the rice inside of with. That's it. The only ingredients that these chimichangas should have is the shredded steak, the cheese, the rice, and the name of the dough that they use to wrap the steak and the cheese and the rice up in. The name of the dough that they use to wrap the steak and the cheese and the rice up in. So let's scroll down here, right? So let's see about this item. Let's scroll all the way down. Let's scroll down to ingredients. These are the ingredients. Flour tortilla, enriched wheat flour, enriched with niacin, reduced iron, thiamine, monotrate, riboflavin, folic acid. Excuse me? What the fuck is that? Mononitrate, riboflavin, folic acid. Anyways, continuing on, it says water, vegetable oil, soybean, canola, and or corn oil. All this oil they're putting in these foods. Salt. Okay. There's nothing wrong with adding salt to it. Salt actually brings out the flavor. It says dough conditioners, yeast, wheat, gluten, sugar. Why would you put sugar in chimichangas? This is the third item that I've read that have sugar in it. But this is what they're presenting to our people. This would be considered junk food. It says guar gum. This is what's in your chimichangas. Modified food starch. That was in the Hot Pockets. And it was also inside of those barbecue chips. Water. Cooked beef steak. Cooked beef steak with broth, salt. More salt. They're adding more salt to this. They want you to be thirsty so you can drink that tap water. It says 3 cheese, cheddar cheese, culture pasteurized milk. Okay, which milk is not good for you. Salt, enzymes, annatto color. Annatto color. But this is what they're putting in your chimichangas. Look at that. All this. There should only be at least maybe 4 or 5 items listed for the ingredients. Monterey Jack cheese, pasteurized milk, cheese cultures, more salt, enzymes, which comes with cheese. You know, certain cheese have pork in it because they use pork in order to turn the cheese yellow. Like they have something called animal rennet, which comes from pork and is used to dye the cheese yellow. Monterey Jack cheese with peppers, okay, pasteurized milk, jalapeno peppers, cheese cultures, more salt, acetic acid, calcium chloride, enzymes, green chilies with citric acid, calcium chloride, come on man, calcium chloride, tomatoes, with juice, citric acid, calcium chloride, contains 2% or less pre-cooked long grain rice, enriched with niacin, iron, thiamine, mononitrate, folic acid, more of that, vegetable oil. Vegetable oil. These are not real chimichangas, man. Soybean, canola, and or corn oil, modified starch, cornstarch, right? Jalapeno pepper with salt, acetic acid, calcium chloride, dehydrated onion, beef flavor. Now, why would you add beef flavor? Beef naturally has its own flavor. because it's not real chimichangas. With beef broth, beef fat, flavor, salt, natural flavor, salt, spices, ground chili pepper, dough, conditioners, yeast, wheat, gluten, sugar, guar gum, modified food starch. More modified food starch. They even listed it up here. Shit is crazy. This is what's in your chimichangas. Real chimichangas will have steak with seasonings, salt, cheese, peppers, and a particular type of dough that's used to make it. That's 6 ingredients. But on the back of that label, I must have read over at least almost 30 different ingredients. So these chimichangas are GMO. They're not real. Talking about El Monterey signature. That garbage out of my sight. Hey, in the kingdom of heaven, there ain't gonna be no food like this. We're gonna be eating real, natural food. Let's go to the kingdom. You know what? Let's go to blueletterbible.org. Let's go. But this is why they promoted junk food. That's why they bombarded our people with junk food ads. Because they put all kind of shit in the food that literally summons demons on you. That's why a lot of our people are bugged out. Because their diet is all messed up. You got niggas trying to make rap music talking about some. It's like, nigga, what the fuck is you saying? Telling you, it's that food, man. Telling you, particular foods that you eat will literally summon demons on you. That's why, you know, certain people, when they play video games, they get so mad at the game that they literally throw their controller at the TV, and then they end up breaking their controller and their TV. Some people will even go as far as breaking their game system. That's that fucking food they're eating. I'm telling you, man. You know, here it is, you in the basketball court, you running up and down the court, but you're tired. You're tired after running up and down the court like 1 or 2 times. Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 13. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat the defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Let's look up that word defiled. Because our bread has been defiled. It has been tampered with. And I believe that word is tamah. Okay? And here it is. Unclean. Impure. Okay? So our food is impure. There's nothing pure about GMO foods. There's nothing pure about the ingredients they put in these different foods that we eat. There's nothing pure about it. So it's impure. Let's read this in the NLT. I want to see what it says in the NLT. Okay, Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 13. Then the Lord said, this is how Israel will eat defiled bread in the Gentile lands to which I will banish them. Right. The reason why our food is shit is because we're living under Gentile rule. The main Gentile on this planet right now is the so-called white man. Okay? And no, that does not mean that the Gentiles and Romans is talking about Esau, Edom. No. The Gentiles in the New Testament is predominantly talking about the Israelites who were scattered amongst the nations living like the Gentiles. Okay? They were known as the Israelite Gentiles. But the Gentiles right here in Ezekiel 4 verse 13, the Gentile is talking about the actual heathen nations. But again, you got to have a spiritual discernment to be able to know when Gentile or heathen is talking about the actual Gentiles and heathens, and when it's talking about Israelite Gentiles or heathens. You know, that's just like the word wicked in Isaiah 55 and 7. Oh, look, it says it right there. Hey, the Lord said if the wicked would repent and turn from their evil ways. Nah, the wicked there is talking about the wicked amongst our people. As it is written, our people, the Israelites, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians, have surpassed the deeds of the wicked. What did Yahushua say in the book of John, the 8th chapter and the 43rd verse? He told our people they are of their father the devil, and the lust of their father they will do. So yeah, our people can be wicked too. It's not impossible for our people to be wicked. Our people have been wicked ever since they came out of the land of Egypt. But anyways, the Gentile here in Ezekiel 4 verse 13 is talking about the actual Gentiles. The so-called white man, the Arabians, the East Indians, the Africans, the Hawaiians, the Chinese and Japanese people, so-called white people, okay, them gutter rats in the land of Israel wearing small hats, humping walls. These are your Gentiles of Ezekiel 4 verse 13. Now let's see what it says. What does it say in the New King James Version? Then the Lord said, so the children of Israel eat their defiled bread. Then the Lord said, so shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them. Okay, so let's try a different one. Let's see the ESV. Let's see. Okay, so this is the ESV, Ezekiel 4 verse 13. And the Lord said, thus shall the children of Israel eat their bread unclean. What's the opposite of unclean? Pure. What's the opposite of pure? Impure. So another word for unclean is impure. Okay, and the Lord said, thus shall the people of Israel eat their bread unclean among the nations, whether I will drive them. And that's talking about the heathen nations, which are the Arabs, the Chinese and Japanese people, so-called white people. Okay, them gutter rats wearing small hats, wearing humping walls over there in the land of Israel. They're heathens too. Their line go back to Amalek. Okay, the Africans are heathens, the Hawaiians are heathens, the Chinese and Japanese people are heathens, the Arabs and East Indians are heathens. So there you go. Our food has been defiled among the Gentiles. So let's go ahead and change this back to the KJV. Then we're going to go to the actual King James Bible Online.org. Therefore, this is what the Lord has concluded. The book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, okay, and I showed you some examples of unrighteous dealings, all these different chemicals and synthetic ingredients that they put in these GMO foods, you know, to make them addictive like drugs, because they know that if they eat these foods in high quantities, demons will be summoned on them. Demons will be summoned on them. So, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So guess what? This wicked kingdom is going to be destroyed, and a righteous kingdom, starting with when Yahushua returns, he delivers his elect men. His elect men get those glorious bodies, and then they come back down from out of Yahweh's chariot as New Jerusalem, putting these heathens in slavery, starting with the so-called elites and their family members, and these high-ranking, super rich officials in these different countries. With that, I'm going to say Shalom is on to the next one. Because you heathens, you're going to build up the kingdom of heaven. And you're going to be our slaves in the kingdom. But with that, I'm going to say Shalom is on to the next one. I mean, Lord's will, I'm of the elect. But Shalom is on to the next one.